What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with the very first edition of Lindy's Pick'em Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. What is Pick'em, you ask? Well, a lot of you probably know, but we've got PrizePicks right above me here. We've got Underdog, basically any of these sites where they take projections, they take things that might exist at other places. You know what I'm talking about. Being able to bring it to the masses. If you're in a non-legal state, you probably have an opportunity to check out these great sites. As you can see over here by this lovely picture of mine. Yeah. And I've got some background music. I'm self-producing. This is great stuff. But I'm going to be breaking down my favorite pick'em sites every single day, the best lines. We're going to have Sleeper involved in some stuff. We're going to have Jock Market involved in some stuff. Great opportunities to diversify your portfolio. So if you have access to PrizePicks, sign up using promo code Lindy, L-I-N-D-Y, that's me. That'll get you up to $100 back immediately. So if you deposit $100, you're going to get $100 from PrizePicks. You'll have $200 to fire up over there, all the way up to $100. So $100 first match deposit bonus there. But then we're also going to cover Underdog here today. Use promo code Stochastic or go to that video description box below. Sign up for that. But that's not all, my friends. If you are looking for the best information in the entire industry, look at this Pick'em package. Yes, my friends, the Pick'em package, 70% off here at Odd Chopper. I'm going to talk you through some of those plays. I'm going to give you some of the goods, that's for sure, because, well, I'm nice like that. But I'm very excited to be bringing you this new video program every single Monday through Friday. I'm going to be covering primarily MLB, but hey, if there's a tennis line that shows up, and it makes sense to be firing away on. If there's a projection for WNBA, I don't care what it is. I'm here to make you money, and money I shall make you here. Let's talk about a couple of... I should take this off the screen, huh? Awesome. So, we've got me. There I am again. Let's go to Odd Chopper, because there's a couple of things to break down if it's your very first time playing Pick'em. So, unlike at a traditional sports book, you're just looking for expected win percentage. This is going to be the thing that matters the absolute most to us. But there's also one very underlooked part about playing on these pick'em sites, and that is the entry size of your card. Because there are different payout structures, we're talking PrizePicks where if you go boom, 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 we can have 5 of them here. This is actually going to give you a different type payout because it'll 10x here, right here. This is going to have a different number attached to it in terms of what that expected value is based on something like this, where it's a 2-play card, but you're only getting 3x over on PrizePicks. Now, Underdog does have some better payout structures when it comes to their 2 flex plays where you can go 3x, and there's actual ways that we can be profitable in that department. Don't have to beat it as often as what you do at PrizePicks. You can also insure a play, so you can get 3+, so you can still 3x if you get 2 of 3 in those kind of situations. And that, ooh boy, we are going to be definitely doing a lot of insured plays over there. It's nice to 20x, and if there are correlation pieces that make sense, that is what it is. We're going to be going that direction as well. But today, I'm going to be covering PrizePicks. These plays are not applicable. I'm going to be covering Underdog, and I'm going to give you a lean, a like, and a lock from each one of them. I expect that you will combine other plays with them because, I repeat, look at the parlay builder that we have going, the PrizePicks builder right in here. PrizePicks entry builder. Now, with the 6 here, expected value, 3%, expected win percentage, 2%. You're not going to hit 6 of 6 very often, which is why this is so important that we just have expected value be positive, because as soon as you remove this and make it 5 with some of these plays, it can drop below that tier. Now, I took the highest expected value one off the board. Let's take the Udius one here. Now, this remains 5 of 5 positive expected value, but my God, doing a 4 right payout structure because of the way that it works over on PrizePicks, not going to be advantageous to you long term. So those are very important things. I'm going to talk through these. If you want more information about it, hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist. Be happy to talk you through the process. But what it comes down to, friends, is that these numbers change. Goes from 2 entry size. If we go up to the 5 entry size on Underdog, look how much different that is. 15-cent difference in terms of respective you-know-what. So as we are looking at things, we are starting in the prize pick section, and there's one play that jumps up at the top of the board much every time here. There is the Vlad Guerrero one here for sure, but Jordan Lyles is one that might have just come off the board here while I've been breaking it down. But we're starting with Jordan Lyles. It's dropped to 4 pitcher strikeouts earlier in the day. Well, this is my hitter card, so that is what it is. But we had this at 4.5. It was sitting really, really nice. I would just be staying away from it at that number. So let's combine 2 things for the price of 1. I'm going to make my lean and my like in conjunction here for you, and might have got a little bit of a sneak peek on one of the plays there. But we're going to start with Jonathan India. I'm going to make him the lean now at this point in time. 7.5 fantasy score, hitter fantasy score. I want more on that play. You're getting an Austin Gomber matchup that is just tasty. You're in Cincinnati where power is prevalent. It's Jonathan India who's just been an absolute monster here. And yeah, I'm going to pull up some stats here while we're going across just to show my work. Like this is math class, stuff like that. I wanted Matt McClain to be involved in it as well, but 355 xWOBA, 266 expected batting average, 457 expected slugging. You go over to Stokastic and you look at the best projections in the game. Oh yeah, a little sneak preview of these. 8.5 is his hitter projected fantasy score here. That looks awfully, awfully tasty, but because I'm looking for correlation in some of these lineups, and that line did just change on a play I was planning on throwing out there for you. These lines will change constantly. These projections will. Ellie De La Cruz, we're going to add more as a correlation piece. Now, this is a pretty fair line that we're looking at for it, pretty close to what the number is, but you're involved in the same ballpark. You're in the same game environment. You're facing the same starting pitcher, and they're next to each other in the lineup. Lots of opportunities for that to work out very, very nicely for you. As we head over to Fangraphs, if you go to Cincinnati, considering we're making the lean and the like combined here, I should be able to find them here. Cincinnati, Ellie De La Cruz, since he's come to this lineup, you've got him, you got Jonathan India, you got those two sitting right next to each other. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. He's only batted cleanup. So having them next to each other in the lineup adds another piece of correlation where if they're 2 or 3 apart, and again, it's not catastrophic by any means, but if you have Ellie De La Cruz hit a home run with Jonathan India on, yay, points for both of them, just like in DFS. So friends, I like the combination of these two as a hitting pair, no doubt about it, but there's one I like even more. This is my lock for you. Yes, the lock on DraftKings, or sorry, not DraftKings, on PrizePicks today. Hey, how about that? On the PrizePicks pick'em, Marcus Semien. I want more than 7.5 hitter fantasy score. I didn't know who was going to be starting for them. I was waiting for the news. Who is Marcus Semien going to be facing? And it almost didn't matter who is going to be facing here today, but we did finally get news that it's going to be this Banks character for the Chicago White Sox here. These are not the most ideal numbers in all the land, that's for sure. 529 expected slugging, only 31 batted ball events so far this season, but I mean, Corey Seager's been absolutely a monster. He's now off the board there. You have Marcus Semien. These numbers might not look that good here on the surface, but let's dig a little bit deeper to Mr. Marcus Semien, shall we? Facing lefties this season, 281 average, 278 average against righties. It's about equal. But there's this really weird thing that's going on with him here where he hasn't been just crushing the ball off of them. 108 WRC plus, still above average, but he's been doing a lot of his damage against righties. 128 WRC plus. Again, the average pretty comparable there, but as we come back up here to, well, where'd the ISO go? Because this is specifically just something where I'm looking at the batted balls. I'm expecting major positive regression. Here you go. ISO, 112 against lefties and 220 against righties. That is flippin' wild, my friends. Over his career, that is not the case. That is not what we're looking at. And sure, he's in his 10th season in the bigs here. But he's traditionally had a 195 ISO against them, 184 against righties, 118 WRC plus. He's generally been better against lefties like most right-handed batters. Now he's getting a very, very bad one, I believe, in Tanner Banks. He won't be long for this game. Doesn't look like he's going to be out there chucking 4 very long here, but 5.45 expected ERA so far in the bigs, and I'm getting 7.5 fantasy score on a guy. That is a huge discrepancy between our DraftKings projections, which is comparable over here for PrizePicks, and that of Marcus Semien. So really hard for me to get away from that one. I think this is a beautiful kind of card to start off with. Again, I would like to add some Corey Seager to my life. I would like to add 2 more plays to it because I'm looking at rounding out these cards, and I will show you. I have a 5 card that I started here. Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt. I'm going to be recording these in the afternoon. This one, if you want to add them, if you have time, if this gets posted here in the next 45 minutes, you could add Arenado and Goldschmidt. I would be just fine with that. But Seager, Semien, Jonathan India, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, the 5 flex play, because again, those are going to be your positive expected values far more. So flex play, you just find all the expected value ones for it. 4% expected win percentage. You're running around 4 or 5. That would be a great rate. 1 out of every 20 to hit that, but you're still 2xing your money on 4 out of 5. That's the huge key to it. 4 right payout, 2x. 3 right, you're still getting some money back. So lots of opportunities using the PrizePicks entry builder in conjunction with stochastic projections, in conjunction with what we know about correlation, which is a harder one to really express when it comes to some of these numbers, but definitely be firing these 3 up. I'm going to fire some other things. Maybe I'll just combine these right now. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be a fun one. Alrighty. Cool. Let's jump on over to Underdog Fantasy, shall we? This is the part 2. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I mean, look at me. I'm just happy. You have the pick 'em package. Don't forget about that. It's good stuff, too. Just a little, how you doing over there? All right, let's see if Jordan Lyles has that 4.5 over here still, because this would be your lean. Let's find him. Kansas City. Kansas City. There it is. Jordan Lyles. Nope, he's moved to 4 strikeouts here as well. Those are sad times. He was at 4.5 pretty much nonstop there. Lower. Get low like an 18-wheeler. Good stuff. All right. We're going to be hitting a pivot there on this one, too. And this is a strange like. I gotta say that. So we're just going to throw likes and locks. No leans at this point in time, I guess. I want to go to the Milwaukee game. Got a wild one for you here. Perdomo, dude. I know it's a different Perdomo than what that thing was in line with, but Geraldo Perdomo, higher than 0.5 hits. Now, it is not a good matchup here for Geraldo Perdomo and these Arizona Diamondbacks. He's going to be facing Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is rather good at the pitching of baseballs. That's why his baseballs have on his bright red. He's generally good against righties. All of the good things in all of the land. But, my friends, this is the big part. You're getting a leadoff hitter. Assumed leadoff hitter. It's not, the lineup's not out yet. But Geraldo Perdomo batting first and ninth, and first. And I'm paying attention to what this news is going to be, but I want to be getting Perdomo in more than 0.5 hits, and I think I'm okay taking the shot regardless of where I think he's going to land. Now, it's generally been some lefties where he's been leading off at times, but even still, he's had a couple of leadoff opportunities against righties, but you're running into first and ninth. That is a drastic difference in terms of projection. He is a switch hitter, though, and there are times where they just ride with him here in this leadoff spot, and I assume it to be this. I assume Perdomo is leading off here, and in that right, 0.5 hits. Now, there are a lot of times that it's listed as singles, and we'll talk about that when we get to the lock section, where that can be a little bit of an extra difficult thing to project out because, well, Lourdes Gurriel hits a double, and you're in a lot of trouble. They hit doubles far less frequently than they hit singles, unless you're Joey Gallo. He's an outlier in years past that. I mean, he hit home runs and singles at like the same rate, and that makes no sense whatsoever. But in terms of projection, I like getting the leadoff hitter as opposed to anybody else here. I'm going to be looking lower on some of these single ones. But Perdomo, higher than 0.5 hits over the course of this season. We go to DK, just to do a little box score watching for you here. As you can see, that lineup is not out yet. He's hitting 293 here on the season, and yes, it is a very difficult opportunity, but he has been drastically overperforming this entire year. He's had a hit in 4 of 5 of his last 6, as you can see there. Look at that box score watching. 4 at-bats against Milwaukee. Sure, he's going to get into that pen, but no matter what, he'll be able to switch handedness, and he's going to have the platoon no matter what. I need 1 hit from Perdomo. I am very okay with higher on that number. That is now probably my second favorite play that exists on the board. I was going to say Jordan Lyles is going to be up there for sure. But let's go to San Diego. And this is... there's a couple of them here that are just very difficult to get a grasp of what we're going to be looking at. I don't know how muted 25-mile-per-hour gusts and 30-mile-per-hour gusts in this stadium are going to be, but it's going to be a little bit better than you might expect. Ryan Walker going to be starting off for them here today. I know I'm bouncing around, but this is very, very important to me that I show my work. He's going to be an opener here for them, and he's phenomenal if you look at the numbers, but I don't really see a lot of opportunity for him to go beyond 50 pitches. We did see, as recent as 3 days ago, he was pitching, so, like, that'd be wild. He went up to 51 pitches on a day rest in between. That's pretty wild. He's good at the throwing. But then this Keaton Wynn character, there's some wild stuff going on here. AAA Sacramento, don't read into these numbers. One start, not going to be nearly that helpful for us. But what is helpful is looking at the... not interested right now. Let's go to this. Holy Mother of God. There's some wind in the stadium. And I have two plays here now from this one that I need you to be focused on. First one shouldn't come as any surprise. Fernando Tatis, everybody wants to be involved with Fernando Tatis. He's rather good at baseball, as is Juan Soto. Pretty good at baseball. They're both going to get turned around a lot here, but I don't know how you don't go higher than 1.5 total bases or higher than 8.5 fantasy points with a 30-mile-an-hour wind at the back of these guys today. I don't think it's going to change the profile of the game that much. It's a weird thing to say considering that is a massive amount. And I know the stadium was built out there in San Francisco to mute it, but I'm pretty interested in both of those. Might be a correlation type play where I combine these two together, that's for sure. Looking at the insured payout structure as well. But Luis Matos, higher than 0.5 singles is my favorite play that I've found here on Underdog. Let's talk through it. Luis Matos, my friends, in AAA this season. 6.9% K rate, 6% walk rate. Now, he's very short sample size here, 29.4% here currently at the bigs. And let's jump over to San Francisco. You guys like the music? Is that good? Are we jamming? I feel like we're jamming. He's batted in his first 4 appearances here in the big. 2nd, 8th, 6th, 6th. Pretty wild to see him bat 2nd there in his first game out. San Francisco kind of ran the table on the Dodgers this weekend. First time that they've gone into LA and swept in many, many moons. I think it was like 2012 was what I saw. Don't fact check me on that. I think that was right though. But Luis Matos, I get that power rank, not very good over his last 7 days. Nothing really all that great, but organizational rank, he was one of the top prospects there for San Francisco coming in. And I look at this AAA slate of things. It's just wild to me. 287 ISO in 24 games, 116 plate appearances. That's not nothing, friends. That is wild that this power showed up. 685. He didn't really have that at AA earlier. That showed up out of nowhere, but that average, I think, is going to be a serious thing. Hit 429 at CPX. Well, I don't even know. 313 at A-ball previously. This guy has come out of the middle of nowhere. Hit 398 in AAA. And I'm looking for a single. And, well, why does this matter so much in terms of the average, in terms of everything else? Luis Matos, friends. Think he's going to be a guy who just gets the ball on the bat a lot. And this is what's showing up. Only the 1 extra base hit so far. I don't think he's going to have that kind of an ISO that we're looking at. That isolated power. 287 is just absurd and unsustainable and not even real. Look at the 139 he had at AA ball. That really showed up out of nowhere. And part of that can be PCL. So the Pacific Coast League is going to play up to power. And now he's going to a ballpark where you're almost guaranteed to get ball on bat. Hasn't struck out yet in 4 big league games. Not once. He's a righty. I don't think they're going to be playing the platoon game as much with him as they are other outfielders, that's for sure. You want to see how that starting lineup comes out for sure. But you're looking at a guy who only makes contact, nonstop makes contact with the baseball, and I expect the ISO to come way down, so singles are far more in play, and the grand finale, these are his hit odds. Minus 210. True odds, minus 169. Now, maybe take 20 cents off the top of that for doubles, triples, home runs, which would really suck to watch him hit one out of the yard and not get the recorded hit for it. But I am very comfortable at those kind of numbers. Minus 210 to get a hit. More than likely it's a single, and more than likely he's not striking out because, again, 6% strikeout right there at AAA. So Luis Matos, higher than 0.5 singles, my favorite play on Underdog. You know what? Let's fire this one up here with the insured play. I'm going to be adding 1 or 2 other pieces to that. Well, 1 more because you can only play up to 5 over on Underdog. Add that to the fray. So that does it for me, my friends. I'm going to add, well, let's find one that's at the top here. Oh, Perdomo 0.5 hits is up here. 55% expected win percentage. Now I'm feeling all kinds of sharp. I did not look at that before. I promise. I'm not a liar. I would never lie to you. Luis Arraez. All he does is just put ball on bat. Don't think you can do player versus pitcher. Otherwise, Corbin Burns would make some sense. We'll find one more to add to that Underdog card for sure. But that does it for me. You got Perdomo, Soto, Tatis, Matos, all hires across the board there. Not the normal way that we go about things. I should probably pull up that PrizePicks card 1 second for you too, just to show you one more time. Watch me log in. This is fun. I promise we're going to continue to make this better and better. I want to show you my process through some of these plays. I'll pull up my spreadsheet here at some point too, because we're just basically ripping it. This is just such a beautiful page. Head over to Fangraphs, head over to Baseball Savant, head over to all these great places with all these great faces. That's actually South Dakota. Whatever. You know what the PrizePicks one was here. Oh, there finally went. India De La Cruz, Simeon Seager. Combine those with other plays. Get to 5 or 6 flex. Yes, it's going to have a low expected win it's going to have a low expected, win percentage when it comes to hitting the actual card, but we want that positive expected value. That is what we're looking for. And then you want your plays to have individually high expected win percentage. We're looking 54, 55% and up. Until next time, my friends, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB Pick'em streets. The Pick'em streets in general. We're going to just talk through all of it. Shout out PrizePicks, shout out Underdog. Sign up for all those great things. Bye.